I think there is an equally very high responsibility on the part of the judiciary to restrain itself on matters that are in the purview of other arms of government.
I have had to ask myself whether the highest interest is the public interest or there is a higher interest called the national interest.
Yes, President William Ruto has continued to threaten the judiciary so that they can uphold the impeachment motion of GACHAGUA. This is the first time President Ruto is telling it to the judges that they should desist from engaging in political directions, not knowing that the judiciary has shaped the politics of our country. President Ruto is so forgetful that even when during that BBI, a thing that was pushed through the throats of Kenyans, the judiciary came out to pronounce itself, and to a larger extent, it did it in his favor. Now he's coming out to threaten the judiciary, to tell it that it should stop engaging in political decisions. This was done yesterday during the judicial celebrations, where President Ruto cautioned Martha Koome and Mwiru. We all know that it is purported that William Ruto bribed the judges so that they can lift conservative orders. Now he's coming out to threaten them. You know, if you have evidence of judges taking bribes, you start not trusting them. Now you start to go another extent of threatening them. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the statements which threatened the judiciary, which were said by President William Ruto and his deputy Kindiki, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to know that if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So today, during the celebration of the judiciary, President William Ruto came out to caution the judiciary not to make political rulings, not knowing that the judiciary is an arbiter of everything in the country, be it politics, be it family, be it civil, be it criminal. So by cautioning them, he has an intention of giving them direction. In fact, every arm of government should not take direction from any other arm. Even William Ruto knows this. So by the president coming out to tell the judiciary what it is supposed to do, is in courts trying to give them direction. And in politics, nothing is done by mistake. We must ask ourselves as Kenyans that what is the timing? Why is it that William Ruto is coming out now to tell the judiciary that they should desist from making political rulings? One, the conservative orders were lifted and Kindiki was sworn in as president. Remember, there is a case in court for GACHAGUA, and there is a possibility of the courts coming out to pronounce that Kindiki is not the deputy president, it was unconstitutional, and the impeachment motion can be quashed out. And there is also a possibility of upholding the impeachment. So, President Ruto, one of the good qualities of President Ruto is futuristic. He's trying to caution the judges so that they can go on to uphold the impeachment motion. This is the game. Okay? And it's the reason I'm saying that the judiciary is under attack after they bribed so that they could lift these conservative orders. Now they are being attacked. All human beings are not angels. When they get power, they become selfish. That's why they need someone who can constrain them from doing certain things, and that person is an institution of the judiciary, although of late is letting down Kenyans. In fact, before I proceed, let me first give you that tape when President Ruto was saying this. Here is the tape.
And there is a remedy for executive overreach, because the judiciary will do something about it. But what happens when we have judicial overreach and judicial interference? Who will help us to resolve it? I think there is an equally very high responsibility on the part of the judiciary to restrain itself on matters that are in the purview of other arms of government.
That is President Ruto. So you clearly see that the timing is futuristic. He wants the courts to uphold the impeachment motion because it would have a tall order on his political career. Imagine if the courts come out to quash the impeachment motion. And I think they will quash it because it had a lot of loopholes. The mover didn't substantiate. There was no proper public participation. There was a lot of things. So I think the courts will come out to quash it, and Gachagua will face Ruto in 2027. So it's being futuristic, okay, to stop these issues. Even his deputy, THREATENING KINDIKI, added on the same sentiments, because we all know Kindiki was the interior CS and they did a lot of extradition killings. He came out to caution the judges to make certain rulings, because there are some cases which bite the interior CS in court where the state is going to pay. So they are being futuristic on these judgments. In fact, even THREATENING KINDIKI said these statements.
I have had to ask myself whether the highest interest is the public interest, or there is a higher interest called the national interest. Because the public itself could hurt the national interest.
That is THREATENING KINDIKI. So there is no Kenyan who can be happy that the judiciary is being threatened, because the judiciary has acted as, okay, an aura, as an institution that can take on some illicit and unusual manners of leaders. So if a president comes out to question the judiciary in public, threaten it, because that is threatening, it shows you that how they severely need rulings in their favor, yet they continue to abuse the constitution. So for me, what I'm asking, even though they took the bribe, they must stand strong, but also it shows that there are going to be a slim chance of Gachagua winning in courts if we still have judges who can be intimidated. Okay, you cannot come out and threaten the judiciary in public. This is what we get when we have selfish leaders who don't want to follow the constitution. Yet we must, all Kenyans are supposed to be subordinate to the constitution. Okay? So those comments of Ruto and his deputy Kindiki must not be taken for isolation. They are looking for a ruling in their favor. And they are coming out to threaten the judiciary, because the judiciary in Kenya is one of the strongest in East Africa, which has come out to make rulings, sometimes which are not in good books with the systems that be. During Uhuru Kenyatta, they used to make rulings to an extent that William Ruto reached an extent of failing to appoint some judges because of that anger. And I think even Ruto is getting to that direction. In fact, Ruto has done everything Uhuru Kenyatta did, the bad thing Uhuru Kenyatta did in just 2 years. And he has failed to achieve many of the things Uhuru Kenyatta did in the 2 years. Of course, that's my opinion. Do me a comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I will see you on another one. Peace.
The